The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users, on demand on iTunes and on YouTube. And on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com. Now, this is where I tell you to read my blog. But I'm telling you, if you want to be happy today, don't read it, because it's full of negative news. So don't read my blog. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated to 12 million additional households. Now, all that makes me happy, but I'll tell you, the news today has got me not happy. Let's start with something positive. You know, I get criticized sometimes this year. It's an election year. We concentrate a lot on the United States. We have an international audience, Gary. Pay a little bit of attention to the rest of the world. Okay, Sylvia from Argentina. Happy 9th of July. Happy Independence Day. Okay, aren't you going to take the microphone and say, thank you, Gary? Thank you for wishing me a happy Independence Day? Oh, I can't win. Listen, congressional rating, ladies and gentlemen, is down below 10%, the polling for the first time in history, below 10%. First time since they've been doing the polling. Why is that? Anybody have any idea? Tell you a little bit more happy news. Iran just test-fired 9 missiles and said, neener, 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 to the Israelis, we can hit Tel Aviv. Of course, the Israelis just did maneuvers over the Mediterranean where they said, ha-ha, we can hit your nuclear plant there in Iran. And who's talking about diplomacy? Nobody's talking about diplomacy, not during this administration. Neither side is talking about diplomacy. Both sides are driving me nuts. Listen, if you dare to go to GaryBaumgarten.com, you will see that John McCain thinks that we know better than our good friends in Iraq about whether we ought to withdraw troops. Yes, we have a legally constituted government in Iraq that wants our troops out. John McCain says, nah, they don't really mean that. Well, since I peed all over Obama for being such a flip-flopper recently, I'm going to add McCain to that in the interest of equal opportunity beating up politicians. And then one other thing of many that I wrote about on the blog today that really is probably what's got me the most depressed. There's a study that was done by a group of academics that indicates that all of us who've been toiling for 40 hours a week and all that, and, you know, hardworking people, not, you know, living off the welfare state kind of thing. Well, because the housing market has taken such a nosedive, our houses are not worth what they once were, and it's not a hedge against poverty when we retire, and all of those of us who are baby boomers are going to be retiring into an economic environment, they predict, where we have to live on Social Security and Medicare, or Medicaid, I don't know, whatever, or both. So if you really want to be depressed, read GaryBaumgarten.com today. If not, we'll talk about some of these issues. If anybody out there has anything positive to add to the conversation, please feel free to do so. Jeff in Michigan, where the economy is in the dumpers. Jeff, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Hey, Gary. How are you? I was wondering, what do you think of McCain as for president of the United States?
Well, as you guys know, I have not endorsed one candidate or the other. I have been writing and commenting on this show when they do things that I think are right, and I have been critical of them when they are doing things that I think are wrong. I am not a partisan. I will tell you that in this election, I'm leaning towards the third-party candidate. Don't know who that third-party candidate might be, to send a message that I'm tired of the two-party system, where the party bosses are dictating what's being. That's why, by the way, how's this for a segue? In my opinion, the congressional ratings are so low. Look, the midterm elections, the Democrats swept back into power in the House of Representatives. Why? Because they said they were going to end this war in Iraq. What happened? They didn't. Why not? Because their leadership told them not to vote that way. So the people who put them into office under one pretense got screwed again. How about telling our members of Congress, look, boys and girls, either you represent us or get the hell out. Get the hell out of Dodge or Washington, D.C. or whatever. I want a Congress that represents my views. What is wrong with that concept? Our founding fathers thought it was a good concept. Well, I'm with my founding fathers. I'm a little bit of a student of history, and I say they got it right back in the 1700s. And it stands the test of time, but not the test of man. The Constitution, the law, stands the test of time, but not the test of man, because we bend and shape the Constitution, especially in this time of fear of terrorism, to meet what we think is what we thought what they really meant when they formed the Constitution. I think we should all be strict constitutionalists, frankly, even if it means supporting positions that we disagree with. Lively in Chicago. Lively, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Gary, if you go to pollingreport.com and you look at the approval ratings of the Democrats, and then you look at the approval ratings of the Republicans in the Congress, the Republicans are the ones that are bringing down the overall rating of Congress. And I'm not just making this up because I'm a Democrat, but I'm giving you an exact website where you can go and check out the facts. Because everyone knows that when you average two numbers together, the lower number will always bring it down faster than a higher number bringing it up. So the Republicans are the one that's bringing this average down.
Gee, God almighty, you ought to be balancing the budget with that kind of logic, Lively. Look, there are more Democrats in Congress than there are Republicans. So how is it that the Republicans are bringing them down to a 9% approval rating? The Democrats should be bringing them up to a higher approval rating. That doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense